Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist, and it is August 14th, 2026. And fun post, or at least I hope so. I don't think y'all should get in the comments debating or anything, but you know how it goes on the internet streets. Anyway, a different world reboot. Are y'all trying to tank this? Are y'all trying to make it so that this doesn't do well? I ask that because y'all got a lot of questions and a lot of hate towards a show that hasn't even come out yet. And I get it. A different world is iconic. I was young when it came out, but I still remember watching it with my older cousins. And then as I got older, I watched it again and again. Middle school, high school, college. As an adult, I've watched that show from season one to season six straight through. Maybe not season one, because let's be real, season one wasn't great. It was a spinoff from The Cosby Show with Denise Huxtable, but season one was not great, keeping it all the way real. So I usually skip that season. But on any note, y'all are upset about this reboot, and I don't really get why. It's called A Different World, meaning it's one of those shows that could come back later in a different world, a different time, different place. And as iconic as the show was, let's not forget what the show did. When that show first aired, it is one of the reasons that so many black kids decided to go to college, HBCUs specifically, because it opened up a world for us that some of us did not know about. That's really true. And so if it comes out now as a reboot, what do you think it could do for children now? I know more kids now know about colleges and HBCUs and going to college and the importance of education, but let's keep it 100. We just got finished talking about the literacy crisis and that crook man becoming a teacher and saying these babies can't read and write. So we should be wanting a show that encourages kids, pay attention, learn, educate yourself, go to college. It's a thing that you should be doing. So that's one thing off the bat. Don't criticize something that could actually be helpful to a new generation. Now, the other thing that's crazy to me is that some of y'all either really can't do math, which wouldn't be shocking either, or you just don't understand how like aging and parenting works. It's a lot of ageist things coming out right now because a picture of one of the scenes, I guess, dropped of Dwayne Wade and Whitley Gilbert Wayne. Now, this is the picture. I have seen people post, and I wish I had took a screenshot of the actual post, but I saw someone post. They look like grandparents. I hope they play that into the show. Like this might be their grandchild. What? Let's go over a timeline, shall we? So, a different world timeline. The show aired from 1987 to 1993. Now, in season one, Denise Huxtable is a sophomore. I think some people might be confused and thought she was a freshman. She's a sophomore, which puts her at 19 years old. I have a college freshman right now. She's 18. When her sophomore year starts, she will be 19. So I'm just going to say Denise was 19. And so were Dwayne and Whitley because they were all in the same class. Okay. They were all in the sophomore class. Now we know that Denise dropped out, went back to the Cosby Show to be with the Huxtables and got married and then had a stepdaughter, little Olivia. We know that, right? But A Different World continued. Debbie Allen came on and it went from seasons 2 through 6 with Debbie Allen behind it. Now, skip ahead. They officially graduated in season 4, episode 25, titled To Be Continued in 1991. So they are likely 21 years old at that point. Now, Dwayne attended Hillman for grad school from 91 to 93, and new undergrads were introduced like Lena, Jada Pinkett Smith's character. She was the central character of the newer class, and Dwayne was her teacher, one of her professors. And we all remember the iconic episode with Piccolo. Fine, Tupac. But let me stay on track. Anyway, so Dwayne does grad school. Whitley goes on to become an art buyer. I believe that's what it was. So she goes into her career. And we remember Kim went to med school. Like all of them are older. They're 21 and up at this point. So the final episode, if we skip ahead, that airs July 9th, 1993. And Whitley is pregnant. And they are likely about 23 years old. We remember that episode where Dwayne gets the offer from the Japanese company for the video game, and to tell him she's pregnant, they play the game and she shoots the ball, or he shoots the ball, and they're doing the baseball thing, and she's like, I am pregnant. It was an iconic episode, and most of us who watched the show were mad as hell that it ended there because that didn't make sense. How do you end it with the couple of the show getting pregnant? Like, how do you end it there? But they did because they said the viewers, the ratings were low. I don't believe that to this day. You a lie. Those ratings couldn't have been low on that show. You're not going to convince me of that. But either way, so that's July 9th, 1993, and Whitley is pregnant. So that child, if they had that child would be 32 years old today because that air date was 33 years ago. They would be 56 years old. Now, here's where confusion seems to be coming in. Y'all can't think that it's this child that's going to college. Now, could it be? Sure, older people go to college all the time and they should. Never think you're too old or it's too late. Do what you got to do. It's never too late to learn, never too late to get an education, never too late to start over, never too late to start a new career and go a different path. It is never, ever, ever too late. But in the case of this show, it's not that oldest child that we are talking about. But y'all seem to think that they couldn't have possibly had other kids. They likely had more children, and even if they only had one more child, it could have been a significant age gap between that child, and this child could be 18, born when they are 38, entering college as a freshman. Now, they also could very well be grandparents because that oldest child is 32. So they could be grandparents and they could still have a child going to college for the first time. Why is this so hard to believe? I know that we often, one, see a lot of younger people pregnant, or we've had that throughout time, like teenagers, 20 somethings, pregnant, starting families. That's not always the case. Older people have babies too. Janet Jackson had her first child at 50. It's more than possible. Okay, it's more than possible. My first college roommate as a freshman at Xavier University of Louisiana, shout out to my roomie. She had older parents. They were in their late 50s or early 60s, I believe, when she got to college. So it's very possible. I don't know why this is so hard for y'all to grasp. And then y'all got the nerve to say they look old. No, they look good. We just have an issue with ageism in this country and everybody wanting to stay young forever. We're supposed to age. I feel like I look my age. I look 40. And if I don't look it to you, damn it, I feel it in the knees and in the lower back all the time. So we can look our age. It's really okay. We have this thing where 70-year-old women looking 40, fine for them, beautiful, but it is really okay to age. Y'all are so afraid of aging. Aging means you're living, you're getting older, you're not dead. So why is that such a problem for everyone? They look really, really good. And in real life, Kadeem Harrison, who plays Dwayne, is 61, and Jasmine Guy, who plays Whitley, is 64. I think they look amazing. We live in a world of plastic surgery and Botox and BBLs and all these things to keep us looking younger and younger. And some people just don't mess with any of that and they allow themselves to naturally age. And in my mind, blacks still don't crack because they still look really, really good here. I don't know if either of them have had any work done, but I think they look amazing. So again, I just want y'all to understand that this new show, can y'all just let it ride? Can y'all let it come to fruition? Can y'all see if it's good before you go throwing it away already? Yes, it's an iconic show, but it's called A Different World. It was supposed to go on, and now we get to see that. And that is okay, especially for a newer generation. We need a positive show, especially in the black community. Not that we don't have any, but it could never hurt to have more. So let it ride, y'all. Please, please. And understand that the math does math. They could be parents of an entering freshman. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of y'all evening, and I will holler at y'all later.